Okay, welcome to today's lesson for the social media marketing and internet marketing agency that you're working on. I'm actually flying here, brought some of the company, going to speak at Harvard. So we're in a G4. It's a very good Gulfstream jet. And I thought I'd take this time to record one of the more important lessons, which is, and there'll be a lot on this, but I wanted to do an opening video specifically on website optimization and email optimization. So this is, remember, when you're going to your clients, you're going to do social media for them, but depending on the clients, you're going to do other things like optimize their website, build them sales funnels to help them sell products or get new leads, and you'll also be doing email marketing. So I'm putting website and email as really one and the same. Especially at the beginning. So we'll do some more lessons that have actual demonstrations, but I just want to give you a big picture thing of what you got to know, and very few businesses know. In fact, after you watch this lesson, you'll be able to go to almost any website and realize how much stuff they're missing. And part of it's because the internet's constantly changing. People are slow to change. Some of this stuff is very cutting edge and not many people know it, and not many people have spent much money testing it, but I've spent a lot of money testing it. And that's good because that means you don't have to spend that money making mistakes, and also when you work with your clients, they don't have to waste all their money on stupid stuff. But I think everybody agrees that that's in the modern world, that a website is the basis of any business, and social media too. And right now they're about neck and neck. Like, some ways you can run a business with no website and just have an Instagram account or just have a Twitter account. It depends on the type of business. But for the most part, every customer you have, every business that you help is going to need a website. If they're a restaurant, if they're a dentist, if they're a landscaper or a plumber or something like that, the odds are they're not going to just have social media. So you want to be able to walk in. One of the ways you're going to get clients is by giving them that free evaluation. And sometimes you'll get real good at this. Sometimes you're meeting with a business owner, you can just go on their website and be like, this isn't right, this isn't right, this isn't right, this isn't right. And you'll be able to blow them away right away, and they'll hire you right on the spot. Some people, of course, take a little bit longer. So some of the basics, I'll just go through kind of one by one, things that every website needs. So number one thing is a website nowadays, the main design should really be for the phone. So most of your clients, most of the businesses you help, their design, their original design was built for a computer, regular monitor, or a laptop, a big screen. But most internet activity of their customers, okay, when you're helping the business get new customers, most of their customers are using their phone. It depends. If you're working with businesses that have a lot of 60 or 70-year-olds, it'll be a little bit more skewed to actual old school computers. But for the most part, people are reading their email on their phone. They're checking websites, they're Googling stuff, they're buying with Amazon, the app and all this stuff right there on their phone. So first thing you can go into a business when they're not yet a customer is just pull up their website on your phone and just show them. A lot of websites will either load incorrectly, where there'll be like buttons off the screen. If there's anything that they call horizontal scrolling, where a customer doesn't see everything right to left and has to scroll, that's not mobile optimized. So that's the number one thing. And even if you're not a computer programmer, you don't necessarily have to fix this for the business. You can refer them to programmers that will do it for them. But your main job, you're like the quarterback of a football team. You're the boss. So you come in like an analyst and you say, here's what's wrong, here's what's wrong, here's what's wrong. Let's get these different people to fix it for us. You don't necessarily, just like a doctor will do a diagnosis and then send people to a specialist to get it fixed. So don't feel overwhelmed if you don't know how to make a website web optimized. Just you knowing that will help. Another way you can tell if a website is web optimized, because remember, people around the world have different size phones. So if you're checking on your iPhone, this is a big iPhone 7, it's not necessarily indicative of somebody who doesn't have much money who lives in Omaha, Nebraska, right? So one thing you can also do when you pull up their website and do an evaluation for a business, squeeze it and make it bigger. If it's website optimized with a good template, it'll shrink accordingly or grow accordingly. Let me give you an example here. You can pull up any website of a local business. I'll pull up Mentor Box. Alex is here, so this jet has decent internet, hopefully. So when you squeeze it, if it doesn't, it should all fall into place. If, like I said, the buttons start to go in bizarre places, might not have enough wireless power here, but you can just try it on any. Pick a local restaurant, pick a chain of restaurants, Domino's Pizza. You'll see when you squeeze or contract how it looks. What other website do I have? Here's one that I'm pretty sure is not web optimized. A lot of things, I would say about 60 to 70% of websites on the internet are not mobile optimized. So on a phone, they either look weird, they're hard to read, customers have to come around. Just you fixing that is hugely important for businesses. Okay, we'll move on. So the number one, mobile optimized. Number two is most businesses don't have a video on them up at the top. You really, if you imagine this to be a website, just a blank slate here, we'll call this blank, okay? Generally, you're gonna have some navigation along the top, okay? You don't want too many buttons, but you can have a few buttons there. Then this area right here, different people call it different things. They call it the God spot. It's where most people look. So if you have a dentist right here, maybe have some top navigation buttons, but their website should have, I think, almost always a video here. Not down low where the people have to scroll, because most people don't scroll. That's called below the fold. So on a laptop or a desktop or a tablet or an iPhone, Android, if you have to scroll to see what's below, that's below the fold. So generally this top area here, you want to be the most important stuff. So you have to know what you're trying to accomplish. If you're trying to accomplish a cosmetic surgeon getting people who are prospects, meaning they're not yet clients, to buy, you might want a video here. You have your little navigation, and a video here showcasing before and after. For a lot of things, before and after is almost the best thing you can show on a video. Even if you're a landscaper, you show a junky house, you show a new house. If you're a cosmetic dentist, you know, is one of your clients, you show them that. If you're a restaurant, you show food. When people are hungry and they go to our website, especially if you have a video. Remember, videos are a combination of photos, which is when the button's not pressed, they'll see a photo there. So you still get a visual effect like a picture, but with a video, if they click, the really interested customers get a tour of the restaurant or whatever. And then maybe below here, you have what's called a call to action. Is that one? Yeah, let me see. Yeah, this is a mobile optimized. You could see here, Mentor Box. Now this one is actually slightly special. This is what we call a sales funnel. But you can see the basic thing. You've got a little bit at the top with the logo, and then it starts getting into important messages with a video, and then it has what's called a CTA. So number two is proper positioning, everything in the right place. Usually a video here. Then the third thing is what's called a CTA, call to action. Believe it or not, before you get anybody to buy anything from you, you need to ask them to buy. And so many people forget to ask people to buy. It's insane. Like a dentist office, let's say they want people coming in from free cosmetic surgeon for a pre-evaluation about a nose job or whatever it is. Most dentists and surgeons' website doesn't have a big button that says click here to make an appointment. It's crazy. I mean, even I've seen huge restaurant chains, you go on their website and you can't find the CTA, you can't find the call to action. Like if you own Domino's Pizza or Papa John's or whatever, you basically know why most people come to your website. They want to either know the store hours or they want to buy and order a pizza online. So going back to the positioning, if it's a pizza restaurant you're helping, you want the navigation buttons there. I still have a video because I think video is the future. I read that in 5 years, about 80% of all the internet activity will be people watching videos, because now internet speed is getting faster for everybody. So right here you have your video, but then if it's a pizza, if you own Papa John's, Domino's, it's like order pizza. And maybe your top navigation buttons are find a restaurant near you or hours of operation. So then the fourth thing is, once you understand those basics of mobile optimized, things in the right place with a video, and then the call to action where it's very clear how to take an action, then the fourth thing that you really want to understand is that you have to know and build the website around what the majority of people want. Okay, not what you can't please all the people. So for example, I was saying a pizza place. Why in your life have you ever gone to a pizza website? Main reason is because you want to know, are they still open, or you want the phone number, or you want the address to go there, or you want to buy online. That's 4 things. So when you're meeting with your businesses, you want to ask them, what do you think most people go to your website for? If it's the hours of operation, then put the hours of operation right at the top of the website, maybe under the nav bar. There's so many websites for restaurants that I Google, I want to know when they're open, and I got to click 3 different buttons. Well, you know what most people do? They're not going to click 3 buttons. They're going to click 1, they get confused, they leave, and they go eat at a different restaurant. So if your client's a restaurant, you're trying to get them more business, you want, if hours of activity are important, if address is important, you can put address right on the top too. There's no rule. Remember, this is the God spot here, the main activity area. Put all the most important stuff there. If it's a pizza place, you want the phone number, because a lot of people want to call in their orders. Not everybody likes to order online. So if I had a pizza restaurant, like I said, or any restaurant, I'd have the phone number, hours of operation, and the address somewhere up high, or at least separate buttons. So it's only 1 click deep. 1 click deep means people only have to click 1 more click to get to a piece of information they want. But a lot of websites is like you click, about us, and then it's like says the restaurant, then it's like hours of operation. You got to do 2 clicks. The general rule is anything important should be either 0 clicks or maximum 1 click. So that's the next point. Okay, you can't have the point before. Point 4 was you need to know what people want, and then point 5, put all that activity in the most obvious, easy place, no more than 1 click deep. Okay, so this is 5 things that you can immediately do and show you're an expert, even if you're just learning this now, because you're way more of an expert at this already just watching this video than literally 99% of businesses. Even huge businesses make this mistake. Okay, next point is you generally on your website, on your customer's website, should be giving away something free. General, not always. Something free to get an email address, a name, and a phone number possibly. Because leads are very important. For every 100 people that visit your business customer's website, only a few are going to buy. So if you can capture their email, then you can follow up on them much later. And we'll do email kind of as a separate one. I just want you to know that whatever point 6 that I'm on is that somewhere in the God spot, usually you want to have an email address. Like on my website, it's like join the free book of the day, get book summary sent to you. So I'm giving away something free, making it very obvious. They click, they go, they put in their email, but you're not just, a lot of websites they know they need email, so they'll just be like, join our email newsletter. Well, the first rule of marketing is, if you wouldn't do it, don't ask other people to do it. So there's never been a time I went on a website that just said, join our newsletter, but didn't give me like it's almost like a bribe that I ever have put in my email address, because people don't want to be spammed. Now, if you put a little bribe to it, so if it's like a restaurant that says, win a free pizza, and then below it has the fine print, every day we give away a free pizza to one random person who joined our email newsletter, that's a lot more likely you'll get an email. And we'll talk about that on the giveaways. If it's a cosmetic surgeon is a business that you're helping, a cosmetic surgeon can give away, it can be like, enter your email to win a free nose job or whatever, boob job, whatever the cosmetic surgeon is doing. And they can just say, once a month, once a quarter, once a year, we pick one person on our email list and we give them free surgeries. And that's huge. People really respond to free. In fact, one of my friends told me, in his research of the internet, he made $100 million on the internet. He said, Tai, what do you think's the most searched word on Google? And the answer is free. So the word free, and then you add something else. I don't know if that's true. That was what he found somehow. I don't know how he researched that, but we all know that if you yell out free money and throw dollar bills up in the air, people come flying. If you throw quarters up in the air, people will, want them. So when you help these businesses give away some free stuff, it could even be like 1 year's free pizza. It's not going to cost them that much. You could put a limit on it. You get one pizza a week for a year. That's going to cost the business $10 a week. So $500 a year, but they might get 5,000 emails from it, and the other 4,999 people, they could send out coupons once a month or twice a month and make 100 times more money off of that. So gathering emails are very important. Now, I talked about gathering phone numbers. Here's the thing about phone numbers. There's a lot of laws about phone numbers, so you got to be careful. If you help businesses collect phone numbers and then you start texting and calling them without their permission, it's a lot more dangerous. So it can be done. I do it, but usually you got to work with a lawyer that will draft and tell you the basic rules. And the basic rules, depending on your state, they're a little different. Before you can text somebody, you have to send them a text, or your business will have to send them a text that says, are we allowed to keep texting you? Reply yes or no. Okay? So it's called double opt-in. So if you go to a doctor's office, don't just be like, let's collect phone numbers on the field, and then your secretary texts them all the next day. You'll get in trouble. It can be huge fines in some states. Some states it's fine, but California, for example, it's not. So what you have to do there is use what's called double opt-in. And I'll do a separate lesson on SMS marketing. It's a whole another set of rules, but it's okay to gather the phone numbers, and at least you're gathering them. If you make it optional for phone numbers, you'll get more people. So you got to be what's the word? You got to be judicious with it. If you're not worried, if you're at all worried, just gather email addresses for your customers, because email still is one of the best ways to keep up with business, with prospects and even existing buyers. So this is the basics here. The one thing that I'll add to this, you also want to help them think of their website, the business, as a funnel. And so if you think about a funnel like that you pour gasoline into, it starts out very wide and then gets very specific. And so your website should feel that way. Like it should, if you do the things that I just said, you give away some free stuff, you have a video at the top, it appeals to a lot of people. But then you don't want to be afraid to narrow it down by asking people to take steps. So this is more advanced, but you'll be learning this later. after they, for example, watch the video and fill out their email address to get something free, then you want to take them to a new page that pushes them a little harder to take an action. And some people will leave, but that's okay. Just like in a funnel where you pour gasoline, it's a lot at the top, and it gets narrower and narrower until the only thing that comes out the bottom is what you really want. So if 100 people visit your business customer's website, you're not trying to sell to all 100 people, because if you try to please all the people and make the website appeal to men, women, 5-year-olds, 95-year-olds, you're gonna lose out, because 5-year-olds can't pay and 95-year-olds probably aren't buying on the internet. So you have to know who the average visitor is, how old they are on average, what country, location, what times they come at, other interests that they have. And we'll be doing a separate lesson on how you can set up Google Analytics for your customers, where you can actually just plug in something free from Google that will allow you to log into your business customer's website analytics and analyze, oh man, did you know your average customer is 40 years old and lives in the Midwest and also is a fan of movies or something like that? Because with that understanding, you can build your sales funnel for 40-year-olds that are in Midwest. You don't want it to appeal to 18-year-olds if that's not their main customers. So that's a separate talk. I just wanted to start to introduce you to that concept of analytics, and funneling people down. But just remember, don't make the website appeal to everybody. Make it over time, as people read more and more, that only people left around are the people who are going to buy from your businesses, because you're going to get hired to help businesses get paying customers. They don't just want free customers. So you're going to have to be able to go in and reassure them, look, we're putting a video on your homepage. For sure, not everybody's going to watch that video, because videos are harder to watch. People got to press the button, turn the audio up, take the time to watch it. And so you got to say, look, for every 100 people who visit your website, maybe only 20 people watch the video, but those 20 people are 10 times more likely to buy. So those 20 people are actually like 200 just tire kickers. So we're going to talk a lot about this in this program. This stuff's very important. I highly recommend you rewatch this video, because a lot of stuff I talked about is a little tricky. So here's your homework to complete this lesson. Below, I want you just to rewrite out the points that I gave. I think I gave 7 points. Rewrite them out in your own words, just a one sentence, 2, because the best way to remember something is repetition. So just by you writing and typing it out, it's going to stick in your head. That way, when you're with a business that you want to help, that you want to pay you $1,000 to $10,000, you can say, look, you're not doing number 1 correctly, you're not doing number 4 correctly, you're not doing number 6. And that goes a long way. When you have expertise, people will hire you, okay? So write down the 7, you can put them in your own words below, and that's how the beginning of optimizing a website. All right, talk to you soon.